Shabbat Hamid to Zohar Connection class. Tonight I have the honor and the privilege of replacing my master teacher, Mr. Darugai, who could not make it today. I hope I can fill his shoes and deliver the message for you guys properly. In the past few weeks we've been discussing Omer, counting Omer, and the gates of Omer, and we've been going through every gate one by one. We'll give a little introduction about counting Omer, since some of you guys are, some of the faces are new here. We count Omer 49 days from the second day of Passover. We start counting Omer to reach Shavuot. What we're doing is we're preparing ourselves to receive the light of Shavuot, which is an amazing light. What we need to do is to prepare our vessel. We have to have a container, we have to have a vessel to store this light in. Without a vessel, we cannot receive the light. So, some have the desire to receive the light, but the desire alone is not enough. If I have a desire to get a bucket of water, fill it up with water, and carry it to my rose garden and water my roses, but I only have a cup, I can only carry a cup of water. I need to have a vessel big enough so I can receive the light of Shavuot. Counting Omer is actually a growing experience for us. It helps us to grow, take a deeper look within, look at inside to see what we need to change, how we need to transform, and how we can become a different person than I was yesterday, to transform and to receive the light, basically. We can do the mitzvot, we can do good deeds to receive the light. We know that we have 613 mitzvot, we have 365 don'ts and 248 do's. The don't mitzvot, don't kill, don't steal, don't so on and so forth, gives us a wisdom about how to conduct ourselves, how to conduct our lives. But the do mitzvot, do this, do that, keep Shabbat, study this and do that, it makes a bigger vessel for us, expands our vessel. Another way to expand our vessel is when we face challenges. We face challenges, we come across something, we learn from it. Hopefully we learn from it. We make a transformation, we've expanded our vessel. Another way to expand our vessel is do it proactively. Before a challenge comes to me, I can look for what's wrong, what I can do to make myself better, and do it. Just like we're counting Omer every night, and we know that we have 50 gates to Sefirah Binah, where all the light and all the blessing is stored. So we want to open these gates. Each night we open one gate by counting the Omer, and so hopefully we'll be able to receive the light on Shavuot. Last week, we studied up to 27. This week we're going to start studying with Ecc Kabbalah. Is that the first one? Yes. Kabbalah is, the meaning of Kabbalah is actually, it's translated here as sustenance. We had a gate of Parnasah, which was completely from the sustenance that we're studying here. This Kabbalah actually means economy. We want to open the gates of economy. What does this mean? Economy is doing business. Doing business is something that keeps us busy. So whatever it is in our lives that keeps us busy, whether it's studying the Zohar, whether it's studying Kabbalah, whether it's studying self-improvement, that could also be business. That could also be Kabbalah. We want to do something that we open the gates of economy, open the gates of Kabbalah with holiness. If I do business, I have to be responsible not only for myself and my family, I have to be responsible for my community. When I do business, I need to make sure that my employee also takes blessing from this, from my business. The people who shop from me and buy my merchandise take a blessing home. The vendors, the suppliers, the neighbors, the landlords, so on and so forth, all need to be taking blessing from the business that I'm doing. This is what it means to open the gates of Calcutta. Next gate, gate 29.
Gate 28 was Calcutta.
Calcutta. Gate 29 is gate of Kapara. It's translated as atonement and forgiveness. As I have written on the board, you can see that par is judgment, the numerical value of 280 is judgment, dinim, and kaf hey is the Shekhinah. So we're taking from the Shekhinah the power to help us to forgive, to do the good deeds that we do to sweeten our judgment through our actions, to sweeten our judgment. And there is a misperception that we used to say in Farsi, kapara means you take a chicken and you cut off his head and you say, I'm sacrificing the chicken. This is not the Kabbalistic version of kaparas. We need to look within, find our evil inclination, find our Yetzer Hara, and we need to sacrifice, we need to take away, we need to eliminate the evil inclination within us. This is what it means to open the gate of forgiveness. Gate بعدی, number 30, شعاره Yeshua, is salvation. What I would like to mention and plant in your consciousness is that up to this gate, we have been only dealing with the physicality and the physical world and our actions in the physical world. From gate 30 on, we deal with our soul, with our neshama. It's the process from gate 30 on helps purify our soul. Share Yeshua is salvation, and we need to save our soul. We need to study, we need to work on ourselves, and we need to purify our soul to open the Share Yeshua. The next gate is gate 31, Share Tal Umatar Lebracha. Lebracha.
میشه یه کاغذ هم
Gate of dew and rain
میشه یکی هم من بده
and blessing. Nada. Last year we studied this gate. We talked about that the dew is the minimum that we need to survive in the world, and the rain is the blessing, the gift that comes from above. This year, a deeper understanding of this gate is we need to correct our consciousness. Because what blessing comes into our life, it comes from our consciousness. Just like the rain, it comes from the above. The blessing comes from our consciousness. That's what we need to be aware of. That's what we need to work on. We need to, consciousness is everything. And we have to understand that we bring our own blessing into this life with the type of consciousness that we have. Next gate, Share Tahara, purity. Again, we're talking about our soul, and we want to purify our soul. This gate connects us to Yom Kippur. We know that on Yom Kippur there was the energy available for us to purify ourselves. This gate, like I said, connects us to Yom Kippur and makes that energy available for us to keep our soul purified. Our neshama, our soul wants to be close to the Creator. wants to be filled with light. And it's our job to feed it and keep it tahur, keep it purified and keep it clear. Next gate is Shoarei Chaim Tovim, which is like Be'omer, the 33rd gate, and it's gate of good life. I was trying to explain this to a group of ladies today, and I said last night and today we opened the gates of good life. And it was amazing to hear the response that I got from the ladies. Somebody wanted the price of real estate to go up, and the other wanted a vacation by the beach, and very interesting to hear the definitions of good life. Good life, as I'm sure you all know, as Kabbalah students, is not the life that we sit by the beach all day with a margarita in our hand and enjoy our day. We need to uplift ourselves. We need to uplift our soul. We need to elevate ourselves. In order to access and open this gate and access the energy of Chaim Tovim, the good life, we need to be able to see a good life. We need to be able to imagine it. We need to be able to feel it. We need to know a clear definition of what a good life is in our consciousness. Of course, elevation and spirituality definitely has to be a part of it. Like I said, it's not a day at the beach or a life at the beach with margaritas every day. You have to incorporate good deeds, spirituality into it. Once you do believe, once you have that image, once you see a good life, once that you believe that is in your consciousness, you will access it and you will have a good life.
And also, Chai Tov is good life for one. Chaim Tovim means when you
For
have
everyone.
life for everyone.
Right.
If one person has a good life, doesn't mean anything unless
A
you're
community.
surrounded with everyone
Absolutely.
else.
This
What
is
you
why we
said in the
study.
beginning,
Yeah, this is why we study together and we go
Yeah.
through all of this because we want to do it as a community. The last gate that we're going to study tonight is Shoarei Chen v'Chesed, grace and kindness. We need to be graceful before we can be kind. Our action has to be in a proper manner before we can be kind. I cannot come embarrass somebody or financially destroy a family and then go and write a check to a charity and say, I want to be charitable, I want to be kind. I need to be graceful. Another point that this year, very interesting, I learned from Mr. Darugan, is that he talked about Chen v'Chesed. If you turn Chen around, you will have Noah. First came Noah, then came Abraham. God said Noah was a Sadiq and a Tamim, a righteous person and a simple person. So we need to be, and then it came Chesed, Chen v'Chesed. First we need to be righteous, we need to be simple, then we can be kind. Also, it's teaching us that there are sequences everywhere. In order, a prerequisite for being kind is to be graceful, so we have sequences in life. The Torah is showing us sequences. The 10 Sefirot is showing us sequences. The Zohar is showing us sequences. So we need to do things on sequences. This, by the way, was the gate for tonight. Opening of the gate after the dark, we can open the gate of Chen v'Chesed. I'm going to move on to this week's parasha and the energy and what Zohar has to say about the energy of this parasha. This parasha talks about the high priest, the Kohen Gadol, what the Kohen Gadol was, the high priest, what his responsibilities were, and what his characteristics are. We discussed his characteristics on Monday night's class, so I won't go through those again. But Rabbi Isaac Luria teaches us that all the chaos, anxiety, negativity, pain that is in our life is from a negative energy that comes and between our soul and our body. There is a space between the soul and the body. We need to eliminate the space and bring the soul and the body together. We'll talk about it a lot more as we go on. He also explains, Rabbi Isaac Luria explains for us that the soul wants to be closer to God and to the light of the Creator. There is a space. Once the body does its own thing and the soul wants to go towards the light, there's a space created here. And once the soul this distance keeps getting bigger, the soul starts to decay and ultimately causes death. Death is when our soul separates from our body. So once this distance is created, the soul gets further and further from the body, eventually, God forbid, there's death. So, what do we do with this? What is happening in this parasha? We read about Kohen Gadol bringing the healing to everyone, to sick. In other parashot, we study about the healing that the high priest was able to manifest. It also explains to us, it seems, that the definition of healing becomes, if this creates death, the separation, and the distance creates death, so coming together and becoming one, it must bring healing. It brings healing for us. What do we want to bring together? We want to bring our body and soul together. We want to bring our physical world and our spiritual world together, make it one. We want to create harmony between me and myself. I want to create harmony between me and every member of my community and the people I come across. In the third verse of this week's Zohar, Parasha Emor, I will just read a sentence in English for you. It says, Holy One, blessed be He, made a lofty light when He created the world and treasured it for the righteous for the future to come. We all know about the light, the concealed light, or Haganos, that was created at the time of at Bereshit, when God created the world. This light was available in the world. It had all of the blessings in it. It was available for the first 36 hours until Adam and Eve, the sin of Adam and Eve. Then the Creator took this light, concealed it, and made it available only to righteous people. Today we celebrated Lag BaOmer, and we all know that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was an amazing tzaddik that was created to the concealed light, to Or HaGanos. But it tells us that only tzaddikim can access, only the righteous can access this light. Nevertheless, we need this light. We need the blessing of this light. We need to have it to survive. We need it for sustenance. We need it for blessing. So, if we can access it, we'll have the light of immortality. So we want to eliminate the space. But first we need to know how this space is created. Something happens in my life, a challenge, something that I don't like very much. It could be an argument, it could be somebody calling me a name, or it could be something that happened at work, or it could be a fight I had with my kids or my spouse, my whoever, whatever, something happens. I look at what has happened through my logic, my 5 senses, and my limited perception. I look at what has happened, all I can see is that I don't like this, I'm not happy about this, I'm annoyed, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm upset. The creator, we're looking at this from the 1% perception. The creator is looking at it at the same situation that we're in, and he's saying, well, this is the best situation that you can be in. This situation is designed for you. He has his own logic, we have our own logic, there is a discrepancy. This discrepancy is what is creating this space between my soul and my body. Because I see things through my own limited perception. The reason that the Creator has brought me this challenge, this seemingly unpleasant situation, the reason is concealed from me. I don't see it. My soul does. I don't see it. My soul knows what's happening. Physically, in this physical world, as far as my five senses, I don't know why. And then I get upset and angry and I become disconnected. And this space that is created is filled with negativity. Once I start complaining and cursing and whining and become a victim, this space keeps getting filled up with negativity. An example that I have used many times is that I'm sitting in class at the end of the night, it's dark, it's cold, it's raining, I go out and I have a flat tire. And I start thinking, oh my God, what bad luck, how could this happen to me? What is going on? This always happens to me, not knowing why. Now, looking, thinking, we don't know. We don't know the logic. Thinking, we completely miss why this is happening. Because there could be 1,000 reasons that's happening to me. I could be tested for my patience. I could be tested for my logic. I could be, maybe somebody here whom I misjudged is going to come out and be a good friend and stay with me in the cold and the dark of the night until I get this fixed. And I find a new friend. Maybe if I went out there, I would have an accident and something happened to me. We don't know. We don't know. But just imagine that you go out there and you start complaining. You're thinking that you're hurt. You're in a rush. I have an early appointment in the morning, so on and so forth, and keep feeding this space with negativity. Now imagine that you go out there, you have a flat tire, and you say, Baruch Hashem. What are you doing? What do you need to be doing instead of this? How do you eliminate this space? How do you not allow this space? How do you make it smaller, actually? With simplicity and love, you completely accept what has happened. And know, believe that there is something in this for you. And that's exactly why it's happening to you. There is a reason. You may not know it now. You may not know it tomorrow or next week, but you may someday find out. Once you go out there and you decide, a flat tire, okay, let's see what we can do about it. You're accepting it. You're loving it. Not only you didn't create space, you eliminated space. You brought your soul closer to your body, and you brought harmony, and you brought healing. Now, we know that our soul is aligned with the Creator. Our soul knows what's happening. It's us that has to become aligned with the soul. Another step further than this is that you can think, something has happened to me, a flat tire. This is an opportunity for me to not only allow the space, to bring healing. Look at it as an opportunity. See it as an opportunity. Think that you have been given a chance to bring harmony and healing in your life. Just like your soul desires. Just like you should. Just like we can. If we look at it as an opportunity, if we see all the good that can come out of it, then we can close the space and bring healing. Our soul loves it when a challenge comes about. Our soul loves it when we make a mistake. Our soul loves it when I find out I have an issue. It's my ego that comes to me and say, again, this happens to you? You're shy again? You're nothing. You have no luck. Or so many other things. My soul is actually happy that I have this opportunity to find out what my issues are. Because once I find what my issues are, then I can start working on them. Then I become humble, thinking that I'm not perfect. I have issues. And I want to deal with it. And I want to learn from it. So, wonderful. Wonderful. I can now begin the process. I can now bring healing. I can now bring harmony.
Use it as an excuse for that.
It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. And like I said, our soul loves this opportunity. It's just us, the ego, who has this limited vision, and cannot get over it. Why? Because you get hurt, you get angry. Now, the first thing, something happens, a challenge comes our way, it annoys us, it upsets us. A minute, a second, you get upset. Then you start thinking, there's got to be something good in this for me. This has come from the Creator. This is a gift from the Creator to me. I need to look into it and see what it is. Many people have the tendency to start complaining right away. The best thing to do is when you're at peace with yourself, when you're at one, you're relaxed, you can sit and say, this has happened. I wonder, how could I use it to my benefit? How could I change it to a way where I can benefit from it? How could I use it to transform myself? How could I use this to make myself better, a person that I wasn't yesterday, that I want to become? There is something in this for me.
ببخشید من توی این قسمت یه سوال دارم اگه میشه الان سوال کنم.
I'm almost done.
okay.
We're gonna talk about this. We read that Kohen Gadol's job, the high priest's job, is to bring husband and wives together and bring peace for them. Husband and wife is me. Our job is to bring our soul and our body together. Our job is to bring my upper world and lower world and make them closer and bring them together and create harmony. We are counting the Omer. We have the light of Shavuot coming. We have the light of month of Iyar. We can use them all to take a deeper look at ourselves and see what is happening, what we need to change, and how we can make ourselves a better person, and how we can better deal with our challenges, and how we can change our challenges into opportunities to bring harmony and healing to ourselves. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you.
جونم بفرمایید.